I want to talk about the mastermind call that we do, and we do this pretty much every week. And the reason why I started these mastermind calls is because, so when people would buy the program, initially it was just the program. I would say, all right, you're on your own. You bought the program, go do it. It's an amazing program. And I realized that, okay, especially when it comes to marketing and sales, if you don't have someone there who's kind of showing you the small details, it's really hard to actually know how to do the things right. So you might be doing the right things, but you're just not doing those things right. And so I figured, all right, let me actually help everyone inside of this mastermind. Let's do these weekly calls. So what I started to do is I started to do the Facebook Live at the same time as the calls, because on the calls it's just a website that I use where it's just a free conferencecalling.com, and so everyone dials in this number, call in, and then bam, it was just on the phone. And as I would describe certain things like a website or something like that, people couldn't see what I was seeing. And so I decided, hey, let's do a Facebook Live inside of the group. That way you guys can see exactly what I see whenever I describe something in terms of having a better website, or watch the sales process, or watch the back end of this. So that way everyone could see what I see. So that was the first thing that I, well, not the first thing, but that's one of the things that I put inside of the mastermind. And what I noticed is that a lot of times people, a few people have actually said to me, they're like, wow, these mastermind calls are a lot different than when you're like creating the content, when you're on these videos and you're like all energetic and all insane in the videos, right? And I say, well, that's because in the videos of content marketing, I'm there to entertain you, and in the mastermind, I'm there to make you money. So it's not about me inspiring you and me just saying, oh yeah, all right, let's do it. It's more about, hey, the curtain's off, it's time to get down to business. I'm not here to entertain you, I'm not here to keep your attention, I'm here to make you money. And a lot of times people, they tune out when they get the details. And I was actually talking about this with a friend where he has a pretty big business, and we were just talking about in terms of content marketing, and we were talking about how a lot of people love the inspiration. They love the inspirational videos, and everyone's like, yeah, go get them, hoorah. But what gets you the money and what creates a business is the fact that you understand the details and you're willing to get detail oriented. But unfortunately, that's when people tune out. And I noticed that with a lot of the people in the masterminds, and they say, oh, well, it's not like, oh my goodness, I feel great and everything. It's not hoorah. It's not that. It's just more along the lines of what are your numbers for today? Like, how many people did you contact? How many responded? And so it's just insane details.
Yeah. This week I've contacted 991 companies. I got 145 replies who I pitched. Of the 144 replies, 114.
And I noticed that some people they get it. They're like, okay, cool, I understand that gloves are off at this point. It's not about entertainment, it's about making money. And some people don't, and the people who don't, they tend to just leave, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with people leaving the mastermind, because like I said, the purpose of everything that I do is just to weed people out. So it's just a matter of just, I would rather talk to one real entrepreneur than 99 fake entrepreneurs. And so everything I do is all about just weeding people out. And so in terms of the actual calls, one of the reasons why I started the calls is actually to get better at coaching, right? So I personally wanted to get better at coaching, because I realized when I would have these like coaching calls with people who were doing prospecting for me, I realized, man, I need to get way better at coaching and understanding the different personalities. So that's actually one of the reasons why I started the mastermind call as well. And it's really important that with calls, well, with anything, you just need people who are there to push you. So it's not about it's not about just someone who's patting you on the back. In fact, I personally rarely do that, and I know I need to do more of it, but I rarely, if ever, pat people on the back. When someone like gets a gig or something, I'm just like, oh, cool. And so and the reason is because I'm always in like go mode, and you want to be Well, the purpose of a mastermind is just to get you focused on the things that you need to do, the things that you need to really get done. Focus is really what matters. You need someone to push you, not compliment you. And our masterminds are pretty simple, but maybe I'll show you a clip from the mastermind, but it's pretty simple in terms of people just call in, we talk about some of the problems they're having, some of the things they need to get done, and I just get them insanely focused. And I'm not here to entertain you, I'm here to make money for you.
Recording started.
All right, so I'll start with you, Clarence. So what have you been working on?
Okay, this last week I was able to book 2 gigs with deposits. One was an incoming lead, and the other was a recommendation, so that was pretty good.
Nice.
Right now, I'm getting ready to go into the, wedding reception market. Today, later on, I'm going to be having a phone conference with a wedding planner to kind of get advice on how to run a booth at bridal extravaganza. I was told that the vinyl fusion concept would really be successful in the wedding market, so I was going to give that a try. So I wanted to know from your perspective, because this is basically a market that I've done weddings, but everything is always incoming. So now I'm trying to figure out how to outsource, how to go out and find leads. And I wanted to know from your perspective, when I talk with this planner, because she's someone that I've worked with in the past before, what are some, good questions to ask, because I want to let her know that I'm serious about this. I just want to leave a real good impression with her as far as getting gigs, because my rates are going to be very different than they were when I was just doing a solo fax thing for her.
Mm-hmm. So you mean like what questions to ask for you to book more gigs through her, or what?
Well, both, because the purpose of the call is to actually get advice on running a booth, because that's not something I've ever done before. I'm going to be a part of the bridal extravaganza. And so I was going to ask her about that, but I also wanted to kind of let her know, okay, when we worked in the past, I was doing a solo saxophone thing. Now in DJ concept that I'm going to be doing, so my rates are going to be way different,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
well,
I guess I'm just trying to figure out how to kind of get her to look at me in a different light.
That itself is usually hard to do, and you don't really think about that. Just quote whatever you need to quote. So if you lose clients, you'll lose clients. In fact, it's inevitable that you're going to lose clients, and this happened to me several times where once you increase your rates, they're just used to paying the old rate, that no matter what you do, they still won't see you as that person who charges double or triple. It's similar to like with family, where it's like your family sees you one way and then everyone else sees you another way. And in fact, it's like that story with Kobe Bryant, where Kobe Bryant was talking about his daughter was learning from the basketball coach, and Kobe was like, no, you need to shoot the ball like this. And the daughter was like, oh, but coach said this. And he's like, listen, I'm Kobe Bryant. And it's the same thing, to where she'll just see you differently just because she's worked with you in the past when you charge like a cheaper rate. And it's kind of like no matter what you do, you just have to focus on getting new leads rather than worrying about the old ones. So you just quote like a higher rate. If she wants it, she wants it. If not, then move on. And you're pretty much just going to focus after the wedding planners. Like, that's going to be really easy because you have a title, like a job title, that you can just focus on. So just search wedding planners and start prospecting them.
Okay, so do I approach them like the same way I would just a regular private event?
Yeah, like
send them an email off and.
Yeah, it's the same sales process and everything. It's just a matter of you're very clear about who you need to contact now. So it's like with the corporate events, it was a lot harder. But with wedding planners, just because there's a job title, it's really clear in terms of who you need to contact. So you can just go to LinkedIn, you can do Google searches and everything for the wedding planners, and then from there you're just going through the same like event finder process, and that's it.
Okay, Yeah, that actually makes perfect sense. That actually really makes perfect sense. With that being said, when they go to my website, I don't have any wedding footage. Do you think that will hinder me? I mean, I have reviews from former clients, but, it was when I was doing a different concept. Do I just need to stick with this Final Fusion concept and not worry about the fact that I don't have wedding testimonials from this concept and just go with the Final Fusion thing as is? Or do I need to start trying to change it on my website again?
No, you just go with it as is. Don't worry about any of that. It's just a matter of you already have stuff that shows what you can do, and then you just go with what you have, and then later on you can adjust it. But yeah, right now just use what you have.
Oh, thanks a lot, man. It's been awesome this past year. It really has, man.
Nice.
I really appreciate what you've done as far as helping my career, man. Just want to say that.
I saw your video on that spreadsheet, and I was just thinking about where to get it. It's a Google document. Is that what it is?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So I'm trying to think where it is. Let's see. So it wasn't on there.
I use Excel. I've been using Excel to make my contacts.
Yeah. That was a Google spreadsheet. So if you just go to like Google Sheets,
Okay.
that's where I do everything in Google, just because it saves to the cloud automatically. But
Okay, cool.
yeah, I don't.
I love the idea of accountability.
Yeah, that's one of those things where, like the reason why you want to keep track of your numbers is just so you know where the problem is. So it's like with the leads, it's like if you contact 100 leads and then like 0 of them responded, then obviously there's something wrong with how you contacted them. Or if they responded but they're not interested, then there's something wrong with your pitch. And so it just kind of shows you where your problem is.